When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport, and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Welcome. Thanks for getting your pod on. Thank you for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. It's two parents of the year on a Friday night having a cocktail.
When you're out of vodka, just go to Jameson.
I'm supposed to be, I should be up at a basketball game. My kid is not playing in this basketball game, so I don't feel as guilty as I should be. But the school he's playing is a school that I substitute at. And, you were just reading when we were off air. You were reading like nicknames for coworkers and stuff.
Yes.
And like the lazy deck chair. What was it? It had all these different funny names and things. And I haven't been in like a traditional work environment of any kind in a million years. Like I worked in radio. That's not traditional.
Oh, I gotta wonder what all these other teachers are thinking about you.
That's a great question.
This guy's in here telling dick jokes.
No,
I know you're not.
I don't.
Funny guy thinks he's all funny.
I'll tell you what.
Johnny Podcast.
They did pull me aside.
Uh-oh.
No, and told me that I'm very good at this. They go, "You're really good at this." And I go, "I don't know what I'm doing." And they said, "Well, you're good." I go, "That's because I talk to the kids." And I think the other subs and stuff see me. A lot of them are young people getting into the teaching profession. I'm an old fuck just trying to.
You know what's going to happen?
What?
Carm's truck's going to get keyed by one of these other subs.
No, it's not. Please don't even joke about that. But the reason I'm doing it is with Jameson, I was like, oh my God. All of a sudden now I've got, he wants to do this and he wants to do that. And it's all these extra things that I wasn't really prepared for. And okay, all right. I don't want to say no to things, but I got to figure it out. So until I can get the podcast to catch up and be the only thing again, which it was, I got to
see in 4 years.
I got to do this, but I got it. So I'll tell you, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I just go in there and for some reason, and I can't explain it, I connect with the kids. And then I also like the kids that would probably be the most problematic. Those are my people. I get that. I spot you right away and I just wind up talking to you. And those are the kids. I got to take kids come up to me all the time and just shoot the shit with me. Like just walk out, hey man. I all the time. And it's interesting to me because I don't, do anything, but I'm always.
My dad used to listen to you on the radio.
Well,
back in the 90s.
No, one kid goes, my grandma used to work with you. No bullshit. I'm not kidding. He walks by and goes, hey, it's not the his grandmother sold for one of the stations, not the rock station. It was the soft rock station. He goes, it's not the Warm 101.3 studio, but it'll do. And I was like, I just made me laugh. But that's the thing is like, I've really enjoyed this. But like the other day, look, you have a public school where I'm subbing and a range of kids, right? And we can call it the spectrum or not. Well, it's a spectrum. We all land on it somewhere. Some maybe have more needs and need more supports and things. So this one kid who I've gotten to know, and he probably needs a little more support than other kids. And the teacher only needed to leave for a meeting for 45 minutes. So she started the class and it was a co-taught class. So there's somebody there for the special ed. Well, the special ed person was out. So they had a substitute young guy in there and he's just sitting on the side. And then this woman, while we were gone, says, this is the worksheet. Have them answer these questions, read and answer. Great. So I go through and I'm reading one kid's answer. Now remember, this is a co-talk class, a little more support than traditional. And the kid writes, because of, what did he say? Slaves and stuff. And I go, really? I go, what would be the stuff? What was the stuff? So like, I'll play with them, right? And then this one kid was like getting himself really frustrated. And he's like, I haven't slept in a couple days and I can't sleep. And it's all I can think about. And, I went to my therapist. My therapist is bringing up these thoughts and it's what's bothering me. And I can't even concentrate on this. So I don't. What would you do in that situation?
Punt.
Okay, here's what I did. Kid had a Marlins baseball hat on. I go, hey man, did you ever go see the Marlins? He's like, yeah. I said, really? What other teams have you gone to? I said, baseball your favorite sport? I love baseball. Starts naming some players, starts doing some stuff, starts talking about, he went down to Tampa too, and he saw some stuff there and, the different stadiums and all this. And I go, guess what you weren't thinking about? And he goes, well, I go, whatever was bothering you. You just thought about something else. I go, I bet if you read this paper and answer those questions, and that's all you think about, that you'll get stuff done. And the other kid looks at me and goes, did you get trained in this? I go, no, it's just fucking life. Is it not? Is it life? I don't know. It just seems like it's natural life to me. And but I'm old. I'm old. And with age comes, I guess, wisdom. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, there's no reason to yell at this kid. Like, I could see a frustrated teacher at the end of the day going, I don't care, so-and-so. Do your work. You know what I mean? Or the kid gets sent down to an office or sent out of the room. To me, it's just like, all right, let's figure it out. Show them that you can think of something else.
Have you taught them that it's better to smoke out of a bong than a roach clip?
I have not. That was my teacher.
Did you get the quacking duck yet for the bachelor pass?
Okay, so this guy,
you should incorporate some of this stuff.
I don't have my own classroom. You know what I mean?
You could bring the duck with you.
I went in one day, the first day, and I guess I just started helping kids because so when I thought of what can I do to make extra money and what can I do that will help me help my kid, who Jameson, before he came to live with me, was in what is called a Renaissance school. And the Renaissance school is different. It doesn't mean that I don't have any real thought about it. It was 2 days a week in person, and then the rest was online. So there were days you could sleep till noon and all this. And my concern was the transition, and it's been a long time. Like, he's 8 years younger than Jordan, than I have had any involvement in a public school. And for the past 4 years, he hasn't lived with me right. So now he's coming back. So I thought, okay, what if I could substitute teach, try to figure out what's happening in classrooms and things that maybe I can learn strategies and things to help him. And what can I do to get a little extra money for all the extra things he's going to need and want and deserve, and deservedly so, right? Because, we're starting over. So that's why I did that. And it's worked out. I've enjoyed it. They haven't kicked me out yet.
When do you start at Fisher for your masters?
I'm not. No, I don't want to do that. I did see somebody today post that they're going to be an adjunct professor at Fisher. And that was something I looked at. And one of my friends who is a professor goes, it's a lot of work for not a lot of pay. They go, you've got to grade the papers and stuff like this. And the great thing about this is I get to just go in and be me. You know what I'm saying? I could talk to this kid about baseball and steer him back to school because I don't have to get you ready for a Regents. I don't have, you know what I mean? I don't have a timeline of where we need to be in the classroom at this point in the academic year, in the academic calendar. I don't have that. So for me, it's great. And then I get to come here and do all this stuff. And I love it.
Are you Bill or are you Mr. Moran?
I don't say my name a lot, which is terrible. I don't say my name a lot. So slowly they'll say to me, Mr. and I'll go, Moran or whatever, but usually
just call me Wheeze.
I don't say anything. I don't say that. But what were you
grade the papers? So that could be a new bit. You could teach the class. We grade the papers on the show.
We could.
We'll let Danny grade one, and I'll grade the same one and see who gets the better score.
It would be funny. It is funny because I sometimes will try to, like, today I was in an earth science class and they had a test. So I tried taking the test, but I didn't have the right graphs and things because they were trying to figure out in 5 minutes if an earthquake hit, and there's a graph you had to go to, and I didn't have the graph. But for the rest of it, I want to see how I score, not having been in these classes in forever and ever and ever. But I did have, like, one of my favorite teachers, and I wanted to get him on the podcast. And Kevin was referencing the you could melt the solder on a roach clip from the heat of a joint. That was a teacher in my school that told us that. He also told us you can make a bong. No, you can make a bowl out of an apple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I think by 10th grade, I knew how to do all that stuff, thanks to my education in Pine Plains. Now, I think part of that, I don't know if it was the time If the guy
I just got to go on YouTube for that shit.
you can find out anything. That's like that's the good and the bad. Like the social media isn't terrible, but it's the good and the bad. And who knows what's going to happen with TikTok? TikTok's telling me they're going away.
Well, they were saying that the guy from Shark
Was it
Tank
supposed to be today?
somebody from Shark Tank, and I can't remember who the other guy is. It's him and somebody else were talking about putting an offer in for TikTok.
What would be what do you think? Is it owned by the government, the Chinese government?
It's owned by everything in China is owned by the government.
Yeah, in some way. Yeah. Well, I know there's controls from the government,
but they say they keep saying it's not for sale. But I think our government's going to start looking at it. I think it's 9 days from now that they would shut it off if it's not sold to an American-backed company.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if the ruling did come. It was supposed to be today, I thought.
I thought it was 9 days from now.
Yeah, I thought there was a determination as to what they were going to do. So you would have like that window to get your information, save your settings, get, whatever. People are telling you to try to scrub any information you have on there off.
It's Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank and the former Dodgers owner, Frank McCourt.
Okay.
We're looking at
a couple broke guys.
Well, McCourt was the one that got booted from LA for something.
Really?
He had there's some sort of, I think maybe it was divorce. Maybe he had to sell the team because I don't remember why, but there was something strange with why he had to give up ownership of the Dodgers.
Oh, I vaguely remember this. A fairly younger guy, blonde wife, big ugly, like it was an ugly divorce.
I remember it being ugly divorce.
Yeah, it was an ugly divorce. I do remember a little bit of that. Man, when you get that rich to lose that, I think I'd rather lose stuff in a fire in Malibu than to know that it's still there and existing and I can't do anything about it.
Right.
I can't, I worked my ass off to get this and now I got to give half of it away. But, that's one way of looking at it. The other is probably the person supported you and helped you. I get it. What are you looking at over there?
I'm trying to find a picture of his wife.
Yeah, she was a pretty blonde lady, if I recall. But I thought they were in their early 50s, maybe he was 60.
He looks older.
Yeah.
I can't.
But he could, whoever buys TikTok, I think there's going to be.
He's 71.
Okay. They're going to make their money triple. I can't imagine TikTok actually going away. There's too much, and there's a lot of good on there. We talk about all the bad. We talk about the distraction. We talk about that stuff. All very true. I think I thought I saw a headline today, speaking of distraction, of
you're saying
a cop in Florida rear-ending somebody because he was watching porn in his car.
Nice.
And I should have said what state, but I think that's a headline I saw, and I go, yeah, you're distracted everywhere. Why are you watching porn in public as an officer, unless you go, hey, I think I recognize her. Let me go check my records. Who are we arresting? Maybe you're trying to get a facial recognition. I don't know. But the
in 2 minutes and 11 seconds on YouTube, you can find out how to make a bowl and smoke weed out of an apple.
Really?
In just 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Masterclass. You can get a masterclass.
For those Apple University classes.
What is I saw you saying something about the strength of schedule is already out for the 2025 NFL season.
Yes, the Bills were at the 23rd most difficult, so they're near the bottom for easier schedules. They were 23rd.
Is anything really that easy in the NFL? It does. I mean,
you play the Patriots enough.
Well, yeah, but they're going to get better.
They should. They're
going to get better.
They have the third easiest schedule next year.
And did they hire Vrabel or no?
They have not hired anybody yet.
Do you think they will hire Vrabel?
They interviewed Ben Johnson today virtually.
Okay.
And I know he was interviewing with the Raiders as well today.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're already giving New England shit because they interviewed two African American candidates.
Yeah.
But they were like the first two interviews they did.
Okay.
So and they're saying, well, and obviously it's because of the Rooney Rule. You have to interview.
Yeah.
You have to interview minority candidates.
Right.
There's two of them. But they're saying, "Oh, New England's doing it. Just they're not going to get the job. So why are they getting them out of the way?" And I'm thinking to myself, "You're getting them out of the way because they're probably not going to get the job unless to come and blow your mind,
Right.
and B, you want the most available options to interview,
Right.
and if you're going to do interviews, you want to
Well,
want to choose from the largest pool in the pond,
Gerard Mayo is black,
right?"
right? But I still think they shouldn't have fired him.
I don't either. I mean, unless you had Vrabel in your back pocket, I don't see why you would.
And even there, why wouldn't you give him the option to stay on the staff and get more? I don't know.
There's something that'll come out eventually. There's more layers of that, I think.
Yeah. Well, there usually is.
But they're saying that one of the guys they interviewed was Byron Leftwich, and I'm like, so you're going to take and fire a guy who's got no head coaching experience,
Right,
to bring in a guy who's got no head coaching experience.
Right.
It makes no sense.
No, I think it's Vrabel, which actually, as a Bills fan, concerns me.
I would be okay with Vrabel. I've heard Vrabel more potentially to the Raiders or to the Jets.
Okay. Whoa.
But I wouldn't be upset with Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
From the Lions. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Belichick, because I think Brady's trying to maneuver something there.
He is.
There's a $10 million buyout with UNC.
Yeah.
But I think it reduces to like $1 million after like June 1st or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
So you get your deal and agreement in principle, and then you wait 6 months and announce it.
I can't see Bill Belichick as a college coach. It just doesn't make any sense to me. However, the game has changed. The NIL deals, like we were talking about it earlier, right?
I don't think it's the same game anymore in college. It's not. You don't have Nick Saban showing up in your living room anymore.
No.
You've got assistants that go out and do that. And then if it's you're a 5-star and you're between this place and Ohio State, and we really, really need you and really want, then maybe Saban shows up. He's not going to every living room anymore.
No, I don't think.
And I don't think Belichick's doing that either.
Do you think? But as you brought up, we were recording this on Friday. We just had the Notre Dame Penn State game, and the loser of that gets $14 million, and the winner gets $20 million. But if you are part of a conference like Penn State is in the Big Ten,
it's all that $14 million split amongst all the teams.
All the teams now, that includes Oregon.
Yep.
So you've expanded, and Notre Dame does not belong to any kind of.
For football, they do not.
Any kind of network, right? So their
$20 million is theirs to do with what they wish.
So then they can use that to pay kids to come to Notre Dame.
Don't see why not.
Could you imagine you get a let's say this, a world-class education, and most of it, if you're a student athlete, is by tutors and not on campus and stuff. But you get that world-class facility, and we'll pay you.
The issue with Notre Dame, I've heard always still, is that they are very, very strict with regards to their admission. I don't think that it matters that you are
a great
Arch Manning.
Yeah.
If you're not going to meet your grades, we don't want you.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the places that actually does care about their students getting an education.
Interesting.
I could be way wrong on that.
But and then you get potentially even more for winning the national championship.
I would assume there's a bump for winning the national championship too.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know there was that much money available for that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know that Greg went down to Miami, but I mean that game was.
And think about it. If you're in
hell of a game,
not that UB's in the Big Ten,
yeah,
but UB's in the Big Ten and they suck. They have 1 win and 10 losses,
but they're
still getting $1 million just for being in the conference,
right?
And that's just for one team going to the playoff. I mean, there's TV money, there's all that money too.
Yeah, you forget that, and don't forget Notre Dame had a whole NBC contract. I don't know if they still do or not.
I believe they do.
Yeah.
And I mean, these schools, they're just running these schools are running these programs like they're professional teams with TV deals and all that stuff. They're just not paying their athletes as much as, well, they are now, but they weren't paying their athletes to come there.
Yeah. Do you think your kid will get paid for hockey? Hockey seems like one that they don't, well, I don't know. I've never played, so I don't know, but it doesn't seem to get the attention of the other sports.
No, it really doesn't. But I know they just changed the rules for hockey too, because there's a lot of junior leagues in Canada that were not eligible to be in the NCAA because they played in these junior leagues, and now they've kind of cleared that way as well. So now some of these Western junior leagues, you are now eligible to go to the NCAA if you so choose, or a team wants you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I know guys who went to the junior leagues and then college.
And now that's another thing too that they just changed, that junior colleges don't count towards your 4 years.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen would go
Yes.
into Wyoming
Yes.
with 4 years eligibility at this point.
How weird is it when they go, well, we got our 6th-year senior, 28-year-old Bob Schmidt. It's like, what the fuck?
The ball's picked off. The quarterback can't get, we got to call timeout. The quarterback can't get in there. He's changing a diaper on the sideline.
Well, here's the thing. As we're recording this on a Friday, you will not be listening to it on a Friday, but Bo Nix, the game hasn't been played when we record this, is a 28-year-old rookie. That's unheard of.
I think the quarterback at Georgia's around that age too.
Yeah, no, he's 52. Yes, but it's weird because I don't know. You got some kids on there who are 17.
Yeah.
Playing on, and you hear true freshmen. And I go, damn, that's got to be somebody. It could be 19. They could have been, who knows? But still, 19 isn't 28. And that's what always, with the Bo Nix thing, that made me laugh. And I think wasn't his dad somebody at Auburn for a while? And I thought he was a quarterback there. But
I don't follow a ton of college. To be honest,
I don't either. But this kid, he's had a pretty good rookie season.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it was maybe rookie of the year, but certainly pretty damn good, if nothing else. Trying to find that story where the cop ran into
it was a surprise that they hit with that quarterback.
Yes. Well, you also have a coach though who's got a lot of, like there's some shady stuff I've heard over the years of a more personal nature involving Sean Payton. However, he's won a Super Bowl and he's coached pretty well.
Bo Nix's father is my age. A couple years older than me. He graduated. Yeah. He graduated college the years I was in high school, from 92 to 95 at Auburn. So he's 4 years older than me.
Okay, there you go. So, but he's younger than me because I should have graduated college in 93 and I graduated in 94 and his dad graduated in 95. But his dad did his dad play at Auburn? I thought he might.
Quarterback at Auburn.
Okay. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal when you do it.
That makes me mad. That makes me sad.
Why?
Because I'm old now.
No, it doesn't fucking matter. Age is a number. Just do something. You gotta. The thing is, like, I know the feeling. I understand it completely. The more I get older, but I just was like, I think of it this way: just be you. Keep going. Keith Richards, fucking coolest guy on the planet, and he's 80. You know what I mean? We're not all Keith Richards. I get it. Florida cop watching porn on his phone, rear end stopped car. Let's see. Wait, I think there's audio here. Hang on. This is from TMZ. Let's see what we got. What are you doing? Turn down the heat? Yeah. A Florida cop's out of work after a wild incident. His own body cam captured him slamming his patrol car into a civilian vehicle while he was distracted by porn on his phone. The video shows Lake County deputy Tristan McComber slamming.
How does the body cam not pick up the porn?
It did. The airbag went off. Let's see. Looks like
911 assist is turned off. 911 assist call.
Oh, he must have slammed into this.
2980 County 65 Signal 4.
This is great. You don't even need reality TV anymore. We're so fucked up. We do it all ourselves.
Preston and County Road 435. I'm going to be involved. There's going to be Signal 16.
It shows him 2 weeks after the November crash, claimed he initially blamed the wreck on his brakes locking up when the car had him stopped for a school bus. Not his brakes. They were locked on some extra. It is. Wow. And it gets out.
Gosh, darn it.
Now, I wonder if you're like, you got to be aware that you're always recording now, right? They have dash cam.
You would think.
Okay, so he hit hard enough that the airbag went off. I know you don't have to hit that hard for an airbag.
I thought you'd be going about 30 or something for the airbag.
I think you do. So that's what I'm saying. It's a good clip. Try getting hit at 30. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm good.
Where's the car he hit?
Took off.
No, it's
on the cliff.
He's walking up on it. Oh, it's another car. Oh no. Yeah, he hit it. It's not that bad, but the trunk won't close. It's a
Hello,
little-
ma'am. Are you okay? I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
My brake's locked up.
My brake's locked
You
up.
good?
I was like,
My eyes were locked on porn.
yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
Now, if you're that woman, now you find out that the guy was watching porn and that's why he drove into your car. Do you sue?
Oh, absolutely.
You got to sue, right?
Do you think he accidentally?
He's fired.
Do you think he accidentally hit the gas when he was finishing?
I don't know. Well, see, can you watch porn and not JO as a man?
I don't think that's allowed.
I'm wondering. I don't
think I
that's
ever
a great
have.
point. Did he have?
Have you ever?
Is his night? Yes, I have.
Was it when you were in radio and you couldn't JO while you were watching it?
Oh, well, then in that case, a couple times, I guess. But there was once in college that somebody goes, hey, I got this video. And a bunch of us piled into a room and we're watching it. And it was like weird to me because I was like,
6 guys
well,
playing.
yeah, but you can't get up and leave. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who's going to get up and leave? And then to break the tension, my friend Pete, he had a tarantula in his room. But when he left for break, somebody left the window open a crack and it froze and died. But who could tell looking at a tarantula carcass that is dead? I can. So he came in and he would walk around with it and he pretended to trip and he threw it and it went up. And you saw guys just fucking scatter and just get out of there and then probably go back to the room and beat off. But I can't.
We did that once. There was back in the day, the HBO used to have their softcore pornography all the time. And we were up and my buddy and his brother-in-law had seen this one. So they're gonna trick me. So they tricked me.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, oh, you got to put that one on for our other buddy.
Uh-huh.
So it's 2 girls in the bathtub just making out, going at it, and we all know what's coming. So we're all looking at him, the one buddy that has no idea what's going on, and all of a sudden the 2 girls stand up and they both are just hanging, and he's like, yeah.
Oh! Now there was one where we went to Canada and radio, and somebody was watching some porn with Mrs. DeSalvo, and I think we went back to watch it, and we were just laughing because it was an older lady, like older, I'm saying almost 60, starring in this. And it was Mrs. DeSalvo, and I don't remember how it was, but God, we were just roasting the guy who watched it. He was bragging about, oh, this is the best, the best, brah. I just think that if you're a police officer, you're looking at porn, you can't not. If you're a man looking at porn at any point, and this is the problem.
If you're watching porn and you're alone or you're with a young lady, or if you're fancy another gentleman, that's fine as well.
Yeah,
but if you're watching with a group of guys, like if we have on in here,
it'd be weird.
There's no jacking off.
No, not at all. I'm pretending I'm not even seeing that. I'm shocked. I'm ashamed.
I'm watching it just cackling. And I'm looking at everything but what's going on. I'm looking at the set.
I'm talking about how immature you guys are.
I'm just looking at the set. Like, look at that fucking picture. Who needs a Guinness mirror to porn?
Yeah, might be me. I might do the same thing. How do you think Danny would handle it?
He would leave.
He would get up and leave. Danny has some strong...
I can see you doing it on a weekend down at the lake with Damien and all his people. You guys just cracking out a porn and just having a roast fest.
I know somebody who used to watch porn when it was on video in reverse. So it looked like their dicks turned into vacuums and they laughing, crying, laughing. Like crying, fucking laughing as we watched it. So he was making all these guys. It was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen. And I guess it was a regular occurrence with this person to do that. But yeah, watch the porn in reverse. All right, Kevin, we'll wrap it up. I'm sure you have somewhere. I gotta get over to this game. I gotta see what's happening with the kids.
Gotta make sure the water's full.
I gotta make sure the water's full. That's exactly what I have to do.
I can't wait till you run into some of your students tonight.
I may. And I stopped the food fight today.
Why? That's where you need body cam footage.
That's true. I should have done that. All right, for Kevin Muir, I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you with a full episode tomorrow.
What to do? I turned the TV on and wrote a letter to you. The news was talking about a dragnet up on the interstate. Seems they were looking for a Cadillac with Tennessee plates.